All right. So, good evening, everyone. Just make sure we are live. I think we are. Yes. All right. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome. I'm Monique Nicole Holmes, founder and creator of Employee to Designer and business coach to emerging designers. And I'm excited because tonight I have one of our newest members who just completed the program, and she's going to be sharing her experience with you, and kind of what her journey has been like along the way. It's been a pleasure working with her. So, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Miss Tresha, and welcome, welcome, welcome.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're
Um,
welcome.
so my name is Tresha Armstrong. I am a residential interior decorator. I'm a little bit unique because I came from the DIY. Basically, I DIY'd a lot of the items in my home, and transitioned into decorating. And I am so happy to be a part of this program. It has taught me so much. And I want to say, even just not even decorating, like it helps you to build a foundation for any business. I would say you could take this model and apply it to any thing that you're doing. So I think it's very valuable, and I have learned a lot. It made me think about a lot of things that I didn't think about before. So it's well worth it. Yes.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And we're going to get a little deeper
Okay.
too, because I have some questions. But thank you so much for
Mhm.
sharing your experience so far. And, that's the reason why I like doing these interviews, and just to kind of get, your perspective. And then also you can share, what others can anticipate, or, just give them some insight on what it's like working with a coach. So I want to ask you, what did things look like before you took the Employee to Designer program? So where were you in your journey of building your business and all of that?
Yes. So I did have clients, and I tried to figure out a system. So I knew there was a gap in the process. Like it wasn't streamlined, it wasn't organized, and I felt like it was kind of chaotic on the back end. And I'm trying to make sure. So I did extra steps than I needed to.
Mhm.
That's the state of it. I was, working with clients, mostly because of COVID, right? Because I was an e-designer, I would say. So I started out just doing designs and talking to people online, but it's very different now. I'm taking my business to be in front of the client and actually go to their home and decorate, which is very different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense. And I think a lot of emerging designers are in your position where, they've started to, build the business a little bit, or they've started, doing things on their own and working with clients. But there's a point where it's like it becomes challenging because there's, like you said, gaps, right? That you need to figure out in order to feel confident in moving forward. Um, so yeah, thank you for sharing that. That makes a lot of sense. So let me ask you this: what hesitations did you have before, making the investment to join the program? And what would you say to someone who's going through, those same fears or hesitations about investing in themselves to grow their business?
Okay, so I don't know if I'm a little bit different, but I was at the point where I was tired of it being unorganized and
Mhm.
chaotic, and I knew for sure that I needed to organize and streamline my business in order for me to grow and scale up, right? So I knew before I even met you that I needed that, and I just did not know the solution. And I knew you have to invest in yourself, right? in order, you have to at some point. You just can't just try to do everything yourself. And that's the kind of person I am, to do everything yourself. No, I need to grow and learn from people who have actually gone through this process, have been doing it, and it works for them. So investing in yourself and in your business, if you want it to scale up and be successful, you have to invest in that. So I was at a point where I knew I needed it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's so good. I can I mean, I still take that same approach that you just mentioned. Like when there's something I want to learn, I will figure out who has the information and how much it costs, right? And I will invest in myself, because that's the only way you grow and you move forward, is to get the information, learn it, and, apply it. So I think that's awesome that you were able to understand that, okay, I know I have the skill sets, I know I have, the talent and the ability to do what you're doing. But there is a time, there's like a cap, right? You can only do so much with what you know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So no, I think that's super powerful. Okay, good. Thank you for sharing that. Now, how did you feel about the program during, going through the 12 modules and going through the experience? What were your feelings? What was your experience like?
Well, okay. So I thought when I first started, I had it in the bag. I was like, I can do this.
Mhm.
But, I was moving at the same time. So it just made it that much
I
more
remember.
crazier for me.
Yes.
Trying to do that and trying to actually have the decorating business and working a full-time job, just craziness. And I had no idea how much work was going to be involved, and it's a lot of work. Like, it is like, hey, you need to really think about this, and it's like a eye-opening experience, and like, wow, I didn't think about that, and like, I really need to take some time, like some deep thought, and what do I want, who is my ideal client, like
Mhm.
all of these things you just really don't think about. So it is very intense. I felt like every step of the way, I had to spend a lot of time just really getting down and doing research and trying to figure out, making it clear for me what I want from this business. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was
Yeah, I
helpful.
think, yeah. Well, thank you for being honest, because I feel like sometimes, when we start to think about, okay, we want to start a business, we think that, okay, it's just, putting a business plan together, or, putting some things together and just launching a website, right? And that's not the case, right? It does take work. And I tell people, we talked about this. I was like, okay, we're going to roll up your sleeves. I'm going to be there right with you, but it is going to take, mental capacity, because like you said, you have to, it's not just figuring out what you want. That's a big part of it, but you also have to think through what you want,
Mhm.
right? And a lot of people don't even have the opportunity to do that, to think about what they want for their life, let alone their business. So it does take, like, you having to have the discipline to stop and focus in on, figuring out who your ideal client is and what do you want? How do you want your business structured? Because one of the things I always say is that I believe that the beauty of entrepreneurship, whatever industry your business is in, is that you get to create it. You get to build it and create it however you want. No one's telling you, you don't have a boss telling you do it this way, right? You get to create it, but that takes work. So
Right, you got to
yeah,
put in the work. That's
that's
right.
right.
In
Well, thank you
anything
for
you
being
do.
honest for that. Yeah, yeah. But the great thing is that it's worth it, right? Once you put in the work, you come out on the other side and you've created something really beautiful and special to you, and something that can help others. And so that experience and what you get at the end is always a wonderful thing. So good. All right. So let me ask you, what did you like best about the program? So I know there was a lot that you learned. And are still learning. We're still doing some things. We're working on your website and stuff like that. But what would you say out of everything did you like best about it and that you took away?
Mm, oh, I don't know if I have a best.
Mm,
I mean, it's just a great experience in general. I like the fact that I'm a deep thinker, so having the pushing me to think about like my client, like the name of my client, even though I don't know, like create this person, just it tapped into my creativity and kind of like dig down a little bit deeper in characteristics. That was really fun.
mm, mhm.
That was very fun for me, but I really don't have any like favorite. I just, I know I needed this. That was my why. Like I really, I did what it took,
Mhm.
to get through. And you're investing in yourself, so
Yeah.
you need to see yourself
Show
through,
up.
right?
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'll share, if you don't mind, one of my favorite parts of working with you and helping you build the business was when we worked on your packages and your
Oh,
pricing. Because I felt like that was like an area that you had really been like thinking about and trying to figure out like, okay, how do I, or how do you, package the gifts that you have, because you have a very unique gift with the DIY work that you do and the teaching, side of what you do. And so I felt like that was fun. I mean, that was fun to help you kind of think through all your gifts and your skill sets and really be able to package them in something that I know is gonna, your ideal clients are gonna love, and you're really gonna be able to help them in a great way. So that was my fun part.
yeah. Yeah,
So
no, it was very helpful for me because I had no idea. And
mhm,
of course, I think a lot of times when we don't know, a lot of us undervalue ourselves and price our packages lower than what it's supposed to be. But you don't know what you don't know.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, you helped
yeah.
me through.
Good. Yeah, and it's all about, the brainstorming. Like I always say, there's two minds are always better than one, right? So like sometimes it just takes, you bouncing ideas off of somebody and just saying, hey, what do you think about this? Or, could I monetize, this service or this skill set that I have? And what would that look like? How do I build that? So I'm not gonna let the cat out the bag because we haven't launched your website yet, but
Yeah.
just know that she's got some really cool, very different solutions for homeowners that she's going to be launching very soon. So it's exciting.
Yeah, very.
Okay, cool. So while in the program, what specific things do you feel happened after you completed the program? So, the coaching part of it. Are there some, you know, interesting things? I know you've gotten quite a few consultations and new clients and stuff. So what are some of the things that you feel like want to share about what's happened since the program?
Yes. So I think it makes life easier for my client, not only for me, but for my client. I have a system in place that, kind of lists everything that's going to happen, and it allows for more communication between me and my client, which makes it very easy. They don't second guess, like where we are in the process, what expectations are very clear as opposed to like before.
Mhm.
When you have a lot going on and you're juggling a lot, sometimes you miss, like in your head, like, oh, I need to talk to this person. I need to like communicate this. But, like time passes and, clients waiting, that gap right there. But, if you have a great system, like it kind of works for yourself, works for you,
Mhm.
and just makes life easier for both people involved.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's huge. Yeah. I mean, because it's all about, like you said, the experience that you give your clients. And so when you're organized and you're confident in your process, that shows up, when you work with your clients. And yeah, that really helps and builds that relationship with your clients and that trust factor. So
And it
that's
builds,
good to know.
it makes you look more professional too. Like,
Yeah, like
it-
you got your stuff together.
yes.
Yeah. And you're not like what I call winging it, you don't want to wing it. You know, we wing it for a long time sometimes, but there's just felt this calm feeling when you know you have a process and everything is working together.
And also, you don't, before I was just taking any kind of business. Like
Mm.
now I'm clear about who is my client.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like an awareness, so to speak, you know, you kind of, you
Oh
dodge
my.
bullets.
Dodge, yes, that's a good way to put it. Dodge bullets, yes. Oh, that's good. So so tell me, what specific results do you feel like you've gotten from the program? Like, what has it like really helped you do, or what wins have you accomplished?
The work, the money is more money, more projects, you know, a better experience with my clients.
Mhm.
People want to come back, you know, want for more.
Mhm.
It's information that I can apply, like I said initially, that you can apply to any business. And because I have different streams of income, like I think differently about everything that I do.
Mm.
That was
Yeah,
very valuable.
streams of income. Yes, that's the key word. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I'm so glad that you captured that, because one of the things that I like to do when I'm coaching is be able to not just look at your business and figure out, okay, what service are you going to offer, but create your business and create a model that, like you said, allows you to have different streams of income in different ways. Because, if the decorating side of the business slows down, you want to have something else, right? All in line with your overall model, but you don't want to put all of your eggs in one basket.
Absolutely.
So glad you got
Yeah.
that. Oh, awesome. So what would you say to someone who is where you were before you joined the program?
Okay, where I was before.
Mhm.
If you have a need, if this is something you need to do, you don't need to like second guess, like go with your gut, you know, like if it feels right, go with it. You know, I think it was just natural. Like working with you was just natural. And you have a wealth of knowledge. Like, like, yes,
Mhm.
go for it. Invest in yourself, invest in your business, and you will get the money back in return, like tenfold, I will say. Like, yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
And thank you for that. And would you recommend the program? And if yes, why? And to who would you recommend the program?
Okay. That's a really good question.
All right, I'll put you on the spot. Right? No, no pressure.
Yeah. Okay. So who would be the ideal? Someone who knows they have a business, they're working full time.
Mhm.
They're looking to transition, like, you know, and they are possibly doing projects for friends and family, or on that edge of knowing that they can do more and they would like to help people solve solutions. It's a good time for you to invest in your business, create something for yourself. You want to, maybe you don't want to have a glass ceiling.
Mhm.
You want to be your own boss and be able to make as much money as you want. If you want to transition from 9 to 5, that's the person that should do this. Like, if you know the value in investing in yourself and in your business, because a
Yeah.
lot of people don't,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
just not there.
There yet. Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
takes time. But yeah, you'll know. I
Yeah.
knew I needed you. I was like, I think I said that to you. I was like, no, I need this.
Yes. Yes. I remember like on our initial call, I was like, okay, do you want to think about it? Are you, sure you're ready to commit? Because I'm always very open, because I was once in that situation. I teetered and tottered in working my full-time job for years before I was like, okay, enough is enough. Like,
Mhm.
I don't want to walk into this job ever again. Like, I had just had enough, and I knew that I wanted to do interior decorating. It was just getting the courage to do it. And so, I agree with you. Like, you get to that point where you just know you're ready, and you're ready for the commitment, and you're just going to be all in.
Yeah, and it's something that you love too.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be something that you love. Like, this is something that I do, period. Even if I'm not making money.
Yeah.
That's when like,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
can make money. That's easy. Because you
Right.
love
Right.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like a job,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's such great advice. And yeah, that's such great advice. And I think to your point of like the person who is working a full-time job and, is trying to figure out, because I think the biggest question is like, how can I work my job and build a business at the same time? At least that was like my question. Like, first of all, is it possible? And if it is possible, how do I do it? And so, this program, you're right, is specifically designed for that person, because that's where I was looking for help. And at the time, there wasn't a lot of coaches, interior design coaches out there. And there definitely weren't a lot of coaches, even now, who work with emerging designers. So professionals who are still working, but, have experience in interior decorating or design, or are looking to, build their business. And so, like, our sessions are in the evenings, because I know that, our members are working, and I support that, right? Because I think the goal is to leverage your job, right? I never, encourage anybody to quit their job. Like, leverage your job, keep getting your paycheck, your benefits, all that stuff, until your business can replace your job, right? Because we want to do business smart. We don't want to make things hard for ourselves. We don't want to put ourselves in a bind or a position that, is not, beneficial. So you hit it right on the nail. Yeah. So I'm glad you felt supported and got that experience.
Yes.
Working professional. Awesome. Well, I want to just thank you for being committed, and, to yourself, and to the program, and completing the program, the coaching portion of it. And, just being a pleasure to work with. And I know we're working on, you're going to be launching your business really, really soon. And I'm excited for you. So please let folks know how they can maybe connect with you if they have questions, or just to check out what you're doing, whatever you want to share, if you'd like to.
Okay, yeah. So you can reach out to me. My website is Noir Home Interiors. That's NOIR Home Interiors with an S.com. You can also find me on Instagram at Noir Home Interiors, as well as my DIY side. So you'll get to see like what I'm doing in my home. That is at Designs by Tresha, Designs with an S by Tresha. And I'm on YouTube as well.
Yes. Yes, check her out on YouTube. She's got some good stuff. Awesome. Well, thank you. And thank you everyone for joining and listening in. And again, look out for Tresha. She's going to be doing some amazing things, and we'll be back again soon. All right. Good evening, good night, and take care. Bye.